Golden Boy, you're getting us both excited down here on the desk. It's going to be Onset and Wonder Boy seeing you out with the last game of today. It's going to be HCS Supremacy versus Splyce. As we said, Strongholds on the Rig is going to be your first game. Harry, how are you feeling about this one, buddy?
Oh, after what we've just seen, I honestly have no idea what to expect. So this one, honestly, it could go either way. Splyce obviously losing that reverse sweep. Both these teams actually just coming off losing reverse sweeps, I do believe. So this is going to be a fun one to watch, actually. We're going to start this one off with Boo Boo Doo Boo.
Oh, my word, and Boo Boo Doo Boo. What a start from that young man there, picking up almost perfect. Two perfect shots, taking down those two players, and he's now going to be able to secure himself a nest. It's going to be Splyce out of the gates, nice and hot, and Boo Boo Doo Boo, Boo Boo Doo Boo, starting off pretty hot in this one. BR base and the nest in control of Splyce.
Yeah, and you can see Shotzi actually has the railgun here for Splyce as well. So early railgun control going in favor of the red team. And it looks like Ryan actually has the scatter shot for Oxygen Supremacy as well. I'm going to shorten these guys down to Oxygen, by the way, because OS is just way too long to say. And it's looking like, honestly, Splyce at the moment have a fair share of control. They have BR base and the nest. They can easily rotate between those two by controlling this engine 2 area, but you can see the nades preventing Boo Boo Doo Boo to try and contest that nest stronghold, which is currently being taken by, I believe that's going to be destroyed over here, who captures that. So now it's going to be OS in control. Very nice stuff from there.
Good stuff here from the guys on Oxygen Supremacy. They do manage to get momentary control of two of those strongholds. As you say, looks like Ryan is going to drop in for the reset here, but he does have the scatter shot. But Shooter has a pistol, and he's putting it to better use than Ryan, who used that scatter shot, takes him down. The score 12. Actually, just as I say that, Splyce do manage to get control of two of those strongholds. And as you can see in that kill feed, Harry, Contra has control of that railgun, and that's the man you want that weapon in the hands of if you're on Splyce.
Yeah, Shooter actually still with the scatter shot. What Ryan Noob, excuse me, was doing with the scatter shot was just controlling that back rail area and just making sure if anyone started to take the basement, he could just shoot them with the scatter shot, take their shields down instantly. Unfortunately, when he dropped on Shooter, wasn't able to connect with the scatter shot. That was his idea, but Shooter took him down. Shooter now with no scatter shot ammo. As soon as he drops that, that's going to be on respawn. So he needs to make sure he's calling that out to his team. As soon as he's just died, he needs to make sure his team knows that power weapon's coming up. Speaking of things coming up, the camouflage is up right now. So going to be interesting to see if Renegade can grab this uncontested. He is no shields. Whether he'll grab this and stay alive will be another story.
Oh, this is huge plays from Renegade. If he can escape with his life and this camouflage, it would be huge. He's desperately trying to stay alive, but Ryan Noob's going to chase him down. Put a fist in the back of his head there to finish off that kill. Contra now on board with this young man. Didn't have the greatest of the end to that MV series as we saw, but definitely been a really strong performer for this Oxygen Supremacy squad throughout today. They are currently scoring, but they are down by around 15 points or so. So a long way to go in this game, Harry. Like I'm seeing from Contra though, playing this one nice and slowly, but look at this. Shotzi has that railgun, picking up double kills. Contra does trade one out, but that's going to be 3 dead for the guys on Oxygen Supremacy.
Yeah, I wanted to swap back over to Renegade, but he's gone down, so we'll swap over to Boo Boo right here. 9 minutes left in the game. Splyce with control at the moment. Their BR base is being taken, and actually Nest, which Boo Boo's trying to take right here, is being contested from E2 as well. But look at the kill feed once again. Splyce so good at just getting multiple kills at a time, but Nemesis doing a very good job making sure they get at least 1 kill on the board and preventing that from being an easy take there for Splyce. Ryan Noob here is just about going to stop that nest stronghold, and that's very important he does so, because if he surrenders that stronghold to the enemy team, that means they're going to be scoring. So we'll keep an eye on this stronghold right here. Looks like there is going to be a player to finish that one off. That's going to be Shotzi, so very nice stuff. I'm trying to find a player who's alive right here. There you go, Shooter. Good job, friend. You are alive.
Splyce almost doubling up the lead at the moment. If we look at the slaves at this point in the game, Harry, Splyce have 50 kills in comparison to the 36 on the side of OS. So definitely outslaying them at the moment. As you can see, the score definitely in their favor because of that as well. Shooter going to be dropping down here. Finds a player with a railgun. Can he land the second melee? He does. He takes down Nemesis. That's going to be the railgun. I think all of the ammo is actually out of this one. We can see in the kill feed his teammate Renegade picking up a second kill, and it looks like the slaying dominance coming in from this Splyce team, Harry, is really setting them up for holding these strongholds so effectively.
Yeah, definitely, and it's definitely playing into the scoreline at the moment as well, right? 50 to 28. That's usually, considering there hasn't been too much total control, certainly seems to be the team with the more kills when there's no total control of the board is going to be in the lead, and you can see Splyce with the more kills and that commanding point advantage as well.
Shooter now, moving around the underpass. Look at this man, Shotzi. I keep seeing it in the kill feed. When Shooter does go down, I'd like to jump over to that young man. Guys on the desk definitely were excited about looking for him, but we'll stay on board with Shooter in the meantime. Triple cap now in effect for the guys on Splyce. Looks like they're trying to put some shots down on these players in the nest to try and clear them out. Player is going to jump on Shooter and take him down. Destroyed that was, getting the jump on that young man. Let's move over to another player here if we can. It's going to be Shotzi, who's sliding around the map, and Harry. Shotzi, one of the players in Halo 5, always looking to use a little bit of extra mobility, like the slides, like the thrust, to get around the map. Yeah,
I actually really like the way as well. He tries to avoid using Clamber wherever he can. He's going for a triple right here. Unfortunately, can't quite connect with it. Will get the base defense, though. That's more important than the triple, in my opinion, because that's going to maintain his team's scoring lead at the moment. Fair enough, they might lose BR base right here, but it's going to buy enough time for Renegade to start this nest, stronghold off. Fair enough, they might, you know, surrender a few points here and there, but it doesn't look like this is actually going to work out here for Splyce. Looks like OS might actually end up with total control at the end of this if they play their cards right.
Shotzi here has a player below him. Has spotted this player, going to sneak up on Nemesis
kid,
and put him into the dirt there with that back smack. Finds himself a railgun as well. So that, not just a single kill there, but Shotzi finding himself that power weapon out of the hands of the player from OS and putting it to use almost immediately. Shotzi going to try and turn on this player. Shotzi takes down Ryan Noob there with no shields whatsoever, putting that railgun to use. 3 huge kills coming in from Shotzi. The triple cap still in effect, and this man is on a tear right now.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about. You saw it right there, Mark. The beautiful use of movement to get instant height from the basement door. And he's already up top. He has height advantage with this power weapon. That player won't want to challenge him because he knows the type of shots that shots he can hit. 96, they're just 4 points away from winning this game. All he has to do is play this super slow. If anyone even tries to come to basement, he could take them down. 2 kills for Splyce. That's GG.
The game is, as we say, Harry, over now. Splyce take game number 1. That was 100-32, I believe, at the end of that one. Fantastic end to the game from that young man, Shotzi. The guys on the desk were waxing lyrical about his movement before, and we can see exactly why he gets those guys and everyone at home so excited as far as watching his gameplay and his point of view. We move across to the statistics as well. Shotzi, Harry, 17 and 6.
17 and 6.
17 and 6.
Just the more we say it, the more amazing it becomes. 17 and 6. That's a plus 11 spread by my calculations, Mark. I know, you know, EU math isn't so great, but pretty sure that puts positive 11, right? Shout out to all the EU viewers still watching at home, by the way. I know it's late back there on our home continent, but we still love you guys. 5 and 14 from Ryanoob. Not a great stat line in the end. I actually want to take a look at the damage dealt. Only 2 players above 2K. That's going to be Shooter and Shotzi, so shout out to those two.
We need to give Shotzi a big shout out for his power weapon control. We saw that big play on the basement at the end, picking up that back smack on Nemesis and obviously bagging himself a railgun for good use as well. Talking about some of the other players on the team, we saw Boo Boo Doo Boo hitting some really solid shots, and he is one of those players who's been really consistent for this squad.
Yeah, he has, but I do want to honestly just can't wait for this next game because we saw what Splyce love to do, how quickly they dominated Luminosity on that feature station earlier on this map, and I've seen them play this map in the past at tournaments, and they are just amazing at collapsing on teams in bases on this. I love their tower control, I love their individual talent, and especially with Renegade in the squad now as well, this could really get ugly for OS, in my opinion. If Splyce play the way they play against Luminosity on that Truth flag, it honestly could get ugly very quickly. But let's remember as well, Oxygen Supremacy, very good at Truth as well. So this game could definitely be a mouth-watering affair. This whole series actually looks like a great matchup for these two teams.
Well, Coliseum CTF is going to be your game number 3 as well. Empire Strongholds if needed. And of course, waiting at the end there, just in case it needs us, just in case we have to call on it, Harry, Eden Slayer. Waiting at the end there, but true Slayer, Harry, I completely agree with what you're saying here. One of those maps we've seen both teams had very strong performances on, but it seems like Splyce really feel at home on this one. I feel like both of these teams are very quick, very aggressive, dynamic plays, and I think that camo, we always talk about how important it can be, but it could be even more pivotal in this game.
Yeah, it might be the splitting factor between these two teams. Like you said, Mark, two teams that love to play aggressively, love to control spawns, and love to pin team in key spawn areas like the bubbles and trap them outside of bases, make them fight back in. If you can grab a camouflage, then not only do the teams have to fight their way out of those spawns and be so far away from grabbing the camouflage, because, you know, spawning in the bubbles is pretty much the furthest point away from that P1 camouflage spawn. not only do they have to try and fight their way back into a base, they have to deal with players flanking them that are invisible as well. So definitely, I agree with you. It might even be the deciding factor in this game. Who can fight around that camouflage and who can win that fight and grab the power-up, put it into great use.
Well, as we can see both teams on your screen at the moment, we see Oxygen, 11th overall seed, coming into this tournament, but obviously you've had a storm their way through to where they are now. Splyce coming in at the 4th seed. But I want to talk a little bit about Oxygen. Harry, I wonder if fatigue's starting to come in a little bit. You know, they've come all the way through the AM bracket today. They're still in the tournament. The last game of the day, they're still playing. Is that going to come into effect in this series?
Potentially. My main worry for OS in this series was just coming straight off of a reverse sweep, right? They were up 2-0 against NV, looking like they were going to go so far in this tournament, and now it looks like they're on the ropes in this tournament. Obviously still in game 2, and they still have a lot of time left in this series to turn things around. Speaking of the camouflage, that's actually going to be one of the OS players, I believe it was, to grab that one. I'll flick through some of the point of views. I believe it was Destroyed. He was taken down though, so we'll swap over to Nemesis and see what he's up to doing.
Now, this man has had a hell of a tournament, really a sort of a breakout tournament for me. We've seen him one of those players who sort of hung around the upper echelons of that amateur scene, sort of trying to break his way into that pro scene, and he's had a really, really strong performance. He's going to find a kill here on Shotzzy as well. P2 Rhino, you can see his teammate here, going to be working with him. Fantastic bait and switch coming out of those two players, and it's actually the guys from Oxygen Supremacy, Harry, who seem to have this player trapped in the red base. Another player there, Renegade, going to trade that kill out, but if they can finish this kill off quickly, they have a chance to get on that early swarm rotation. Yeah,
they do, and this is Oxygen Supremacy all over. They love, again, just almost trapping people in bases, almost luring them in, and then just pouncing once the trap has been set and they've sprung the trap. They just feast on you like dogs on dinner. Nemesis with 5 in a row, and that's a killing spree as well. Only 8-7, only a 1-kill lead though for Oxygen Supremacy. So Nemesis starting this game off very, very well, but not too much of a lead for his team to show for.
Nemesis here, still alive, going to be just sitting on the Eli at the moment. See Booby Dooby pick up the kill with the kill feed to tie up the game at 8-all at the moment. Renegade going to be coming in. We know Renegade's going to be back in his ability to hit these shots. We see him flying in right now. Somehow Nemesis is staying alive, but look at the radar. We see more players coming in here from Splyce. It's Booby Dooby and Shotzzy who combine to pick up a couple of kills. It's Booby Dooby coming off the back of a double kill. And as we can see on our player outlines, all the players spawning on the car side of the base. It looks like Rhino is going to potentially be isolated in this bubble here. Here comes the flank from the other Splyce player. It's going to be Renegade to clear that one up. Splyce going into a commanding lead now, 12-9. Make that 13.
Yeah, camouflage coming up soon as well, so you don't really want to be stuck around by this carbine tower when that camouflage is coming up. We spoke about it in the pre-game, Mark. These bubbles, pretty much the furthest away from that pink one area, so both teams really should be looking towards that pink tower area. Nemesis winning a good fight against Booby Dooby right there. It looks like it's actually going to be Shotzzy to pick the camouflage up for Splyce, but he's melted almost immediately there by Contra, so very important kill from Contra, and that's going to keep things close.
We talked about how important the camouflage can be. Neither have really been put into effect. Been 2 burns so far in this game. Booby Dooby trying to stay alive. Contra putting shots on both of those players, taking them down to no shields. It's just a 1-kill game at this point. Player in front of him bouncing all around the place. That's Shotzzy, but Contra gives him an uppercut and sends him back up to the top of red base and into that respawn screen. Another player shooter going to be spawning on the bubble, but Renegade comes in to clean up that kill. Let's go on board with this young man. Obviously, one of the new pickups to Splyce here, Harry, and I know you can see something you're pointing out.
Yeah, important kill there, actually, from Renegade, because Splyce were spawning in red bubble right there, and they didn't really have a base, so very important that Renegade flew into the base from top middle, I do believe, and got that kill, so very smart play there from Renegade. Got his team the base, and now they can maintain this point lead and start fighting around for towers and a bit more map control here.
We're going to stay on board with this young man, Renegade. One of the breakout players from the previous season, especially during Worlds, had a fantastic campaign, obviously on straight ripping, moved over to Splyce now. Can we drop it down to find Contra? Can he finish this kill? No. Nemesis looking over his shoulder, keeping Contra's life intact and finishing off that kill as we hop over to the guys on Oxygen Supremacy. And look at this score change, Harry. We actually see Oxygen Supremacy storming back into this one. They now have a 2-kill lead.
Yeah, I love watching both teams play this map because they just both just know how to play it. They both love playing this game type, and this map just fits both these teams' play styles. I absolutely love it. I want to swap over to Destroyed. He's just picked up the Tactical Magnum, a new addition on Truth, but he'll be taken down by Shooter. Haven't seen too much from Shooter so far in this series, so we'll give him a little bit of love. A lot of height control here from Splyce. You can see a player there, one of the service tags over in the bubble. That's a high position right there, and Shooter on the pink bridge as well. So definitely prioritizing height and making sure they're pinning down the OS members into bases and then collapsing on them. As you see, they're trying to advance down the pink street right here.
Almost halfway through the kills in this game. 24-23 is the score, so almost neck and neck at the halfway point.
To victory.
I think that camouflage is going to be coming up pretty soon, around the 6-minute mark, so keep an eye on that. That could be a real game changer as we see Shooter up on P3. Such a powerful position on this map, Harry. So many lines of sight, and you can do so much damage from this position.
Yeah, I do believe it's actually going to be Booby Dooby with the camouflage, so I'll swap over to him. There is a player there over in the opposite bubble. He needs to make sure he stays alive. He does have still quite a fair amount of time left on his camouflage, so interesting to see him not try and use this to its full capability, right? Usually when you have a camouflage, you want to be flanking around, trying to get into the faces of the other teams and really cause a disruption in the other team's kind of game plan. But Booby Dooby just playing like he doesn't have it right now. He's just putting shots down and helping his team out. And, you know, sometimes that's what you've got to do, you know? He does miss the beatdown, makes the kill good though, so luckily, he'll save his own blushes right there.
So Booby Dooby did have that camouflage. However, look at the score. Just a 1-kill lead here for the guys on Splyce. On board with Ryan, who've not seen too much from him in this game. Obviously, had a little bit of a rough game one, Harry, so he's going to be looking to step up his individual performance in this game. Going to be looking towards the car side of the map. Renegade picks up a kill, though. He's going to be no shields. It's Booby Dooby, actually, who's no shields. Renegade picks up a second kill here. Ryan cannot just quite finish off these players. There's 3 one-shot players from Splyce on the map at the moment. Ryan does manage to take down Renegade, however, 2-kill game at this point. Player going to be behind him. It's going to be Shooter, but Shooter's missing a few shots, but then Ryan can't quite finish that one off. Trade does get killed out. We see Destroyed picking up the double kill there, getting loud on the main stage as well. He's trying to get his team pumped. 31-all, Harry.
Yeah, we're all tied up, and honestly, I don't think either team's had a kill lead more than 5 so far in this game. Splyce will retake the lead, but this could really go down to the wire. Splyce at the moment look as if they're trapped over at Carbine. That is a ridiculous perfect there from Destroy. Not sure how he got it. This guy's on an absolute roll right now. He's definitely the hot hand in this game. Camouflage coming up soon as well, so this Pink 2 fight actually very vital, because whoever wins this, and is going to be OS, will definitely have the height advantage to drop on that camouflage and stop any members coming in from red or blue base for that camouflage.
This young man is starting to heat up when it matters in this Slayer game. He has hit pretty much every single shot coming out of his pistol in the last 30 seconds or so that we've been seeing him shotsy. However, Renegade has managed to sneak that camo away from the prying eyes of the guys on Oxygen Supremacy. How has that even happened, Harry?
Yeah, I think honestly it was because Splyce, don't forget, Boo Boo Doo Boo got the last one, so they certainly would have known the timing on it. And Boo Boo last time was using the camo almost as if he didn't really have it. Renegade, this is more what we expect to see out of a camouflage player. Flanking around the base, going front base, being unorthodox, but unfortunately he is found out right there. We'll swap over to some wrong one. There we go. Renegade. We'll stick on the point of view of Renegade, shall we? I mean, I wanted to swap over to Shotzi's point of view with the observer mode, but looks like that's gone down. We'll stay on the point of view with Renegade for now, though. Just a 1-kill, make it a tied game, Mark. This, honestly, I think this is going down to the wire.
This is one of the tightest truth games I have seen up to this point. Just a 1-kill lead. It's just been, seems like 1 kill either way, all the way through this game. Splyce now do have a 2-kill lead. However, we're going to stay on board with Renegade. He's been doing some good work so far in this game, but this is such a tightly contested game, Harry. Usually, in truth, we see sort of 5-kill swings when those teams get those spawn rotations, when they get them spawning in their base. But it seems like both of these teams are playing this one so well.
Yeah, this is where Splyce can really start formulating a lead, though. So it's looking like they, at the moment, do have a 2-point lead. Oxygen Supremacy need to make sure they keep the aggression, keep the pressure on Splyce here. Don't let them start to settle. Don't let them start getting some map control. And that's great. They've now tied the game up just by doing that. They've taken Carbine control. They're also fighting over at pink into blue. Looks like they're about to take the lead. All tied up once again. This camouflage coming up. That's why Ryan is rotating to pink one right here. Big fight. Whoever wins this gets the power up pretty much. And it's going to be Shooter to win it. Amazing.
Landing that beatdown, that is huge. If he can get even a burn on this camouflage and just come up, that could be absolutely massive for Splyce. A 2-kill lead at this point. Trying to back off these players who are desperately trying to push out of the P side of the base. Shotzi picks up a double kill though. Shooter's going to find himself a camouflage. Harry, this could well be GG if Shooter plays this one well.
Yeah, I honestly think that P1 fight, which was against Ryanoob, that Shooter won, I think that was the game-winning play. If he can put this camouflage into use, like you say, Mark, be very flanky and not get spotted, I think that could be the game-winning play. say, OS have a lot of work to do, and there you go, 1 kill to go.
Woo, and Shooter is going to be the man to finish it off after Booby Dooby picked up a double kill. Splyce take game number 2 on Truth TS, a hotly contested game number 2 though, Harry, and they find themselves 2-0 up in this series.
Yeah, absolutely cracking game from both teams, honestly. It was just that play at the end from Splyce, from Shooter. He just won that crucial fight at Pink 1. Ryanoob obviously whiffing that beat down, Shooter taking advantage, and in the end grabbed the camouflage, and by that point it was pretty much GG.
Well, let's have a look at the stats from that game and look at this. The man himself, Boo Boo Doo, 16 and 11 in that game. But Shooter, 9, 15 and 9, managing to not go negative and put up a huge amount of assists for his squad. And as you say, Harry, that one game-changing play, that battle between Ryanoob and Shooter, down on P1, the thrust from Shooter to get past that beatdown and land one of his own, so important. On the other side, we see Ryanoob once again having a little bit of a rough one down there, Harry, 9 and 16 from him. Maybe he just needs to step it up a little bit for his squad, but he's had such a good tournament so far. You can't really put too much of the blame on one player in those sort of games.
No, I don't think you can. I think both teams played that very well. It was just a couple of misplays here and there from OS that just didn't really pan out for them in the end, right? I mean, obviously you think about the big one from Ryanoob, but also, you know, just a couple of times they were found out being a little bit too far away from the action and a little bit slow to react to some of the things that Splyce were doing. I actually want to take a quick look at the damage dealt here as well. All players from OS actually over 2,000 near enough. So yeah, interesting statistics there in terms of damage dealt from Splyce. Obviously, we only saw it for the split second there on stream, but a lot of damage being put down there from OS. But looks like we got some codes. I know the Twitch chat is like, codes? Where's the codes, guys? HCS
codes, boys.
Saturday. Go to halo.gg. Put that code in, HCS Saturday.
Get yourself a gold pack. What we're going to do as well, we're going to have a quick look at where we are standing in this series. If you are just joining us, make sure you use the hashtag HCS. Let us know how you think this series is going to end.
I got a prediction.
This is where we are right now. Harry, you got a prediction. What are you saying, my friend? What are you saying?
If there's a code called HCS Saturday, I think tomorrow there's going to be a code called HCS Sunday.
Literally nothing gets past you. I don't know what it is, man. You got the nose for it.
Hey, don't hate on my nose, please.
Oh, come on, man. Don't take it so personal.
We'll be having words about this after the stream.
Look, okay.
Okay.
Let's leave
back
it
to the
after
game.
stream.
Okay.
Back to, so game number 1 went into the hands of Splyce, 100-32, and in game number 2 it also went into the hands of Splyce.
Indeed.
Although we had some interesting colours on that one, it was definitely in the hands of Splyce.
You know,
they are 2-0 up.
It should be yellow, right? Because Splyce's cool jerseys and the yellow branding and stuff.
Yeah,
should be yellow.
We were talking about it earlier. There we go, Harry.
Hey.
Production, you got it nailed down, boys.
Good
you know
job.
what you're doing back there. Fantastic stuff from then. All of the red. Splyce 2-0 up in the series. Moving into Coliseum, capture the flag now, Harry.
I just realized both these teams have suffered reverse sweeps.
Oh, no. Why would you say it? Why would you say it?
What's gonna... Dude, I'm just saying, this series probably
It's
not
set
over.
up for an Eden's player, isn't it?
It's probably not over. I'm not going to lie, man. This one's probably going the distance.
Well, Coliseum, CTF, I think there's one man that we definitely are going to be watching, Renegade.
Oh, yeah. Renegade? His aim, man, I said it earlier on, and I'll say it again. His aim is just silky smooth. Like, you watch him aim compared to other players.
Butter.
It just looks so smooth. I actually want to start the game off with him if we can, once we get into it. But if he gets a sniper, you'll see the way he aims. It's almost like he tracks his targets rather than, you know, almost flicking to them. Like, it's a really interesting way of aiming, and it's so consistent for him as well. He almost always seems to hit those shots. So very cool thing out of Renegade's gameplay is aiming.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen at home. It's the final game of the day. Splyce find themselves 2-0 up in the series, just one game away from advancing. Capture the flag on Coliseum is going to be your game number 3. Get that flag back to your base. Use those rockets you can see on screen to help you do it. Starting this one off with Renegade, the man with the silky smooth aiming, as you say, Harry. He's going to be moving towards those rockets.
It's like butter, Mark, honestly. Silky smooth. He's going to actually be fighting up against Contra right here.
Oh,
and it's a
not
big
silky
fight.
smooth enough, though,
Yeah,
is it, Harry? He
definitely
gets
not.
taken down.
And Contra actually took down 2, and now he's got his team the rocket launcher as well. So very strong start here from Contra, and that's what his team needs, right? They're 2-0 down in this series. They absolutely have to win every single game type left in this series, but Guess who's back, boys? Renegade's got his revenge. Guess what, Contra? You might win the first fight, but I'm stealing your rockets, boy. I'm taking your prize.
Someone else is coming through right now, and it's Ryan who says, you put those rockets down, young man. You've had enough of them. Better, young man. You don't need something that explosive in your hands. Ryan coming around the corner now, trying to do Ryan things. If he can win this battle, he might get the flagpole, but it's Booba who's just going to land a couple of extra shots into Ryan there just to make him aware, just to check he was dead, make sure there was no life, put him out of his misery if there was still a little bit of life going through him there. But Booba player we're going to be watching right now. He's moving towards the snipe area of the map, jumps up and finds one player who's going to be pushing towards his cave. There's actually another player in the cave as well. Going to be challenging his player. S1 does manage to get the trade with Contra with that beatdown. Shooter here sees a couple of red X's on his screen. Nemesis trying to get that flagpole, but Shooter playing this one very nicely.
Yeah, very nicely, because his team are 2 down, and that kind of back base position on Coliseum is where you can really just stall and post up and make sure you just buy your team spawnless time, because those 8-second respawns honestly can take a long time. I mean, 8 seconds is a long time. If the enemy team gets fresh slays, the best thing you can do on Coliseum to prevent them running a flag is to sit back base, be a nuisance, make them have to take the wide angle on you, get straight into the flag, and by the time they finally come round to you, they finally get an angle on you. Basically, your spawners have come up, and the flag run's completely prevented for the other team. So speaking of flag runs, Boo actually has it on his own elbow, and the flag's back at base here for Splyce, but it looks like Contra has a snipe, and Boo's watching his face right now, making sure he doesn't get taken out.
I'm crouching with my head down at the moment watching this. Ryan is actually in position to try and get this return, but Boo manages to get a touch on that flag with some clutch shots to take down that player. The flag is down as well. Boo is in position. He has 4 rockets in the chamber to work with. It's going to be a double return coming in here from the guys on Splyce, and that is going to be the first flag in the bag for these young men.
So clutch from Boo, who just got back smacked there by Ryan, but it was so clutch to win that 1v1 versus this man, because otherwise the flag was pretty much returned, and it's pretty much a stalemate. But looks like Ryan actually immediately countering this great counter run, and it looks like it's going to be all tied up 1-1. That's just a great job there from the objective mastermind. But guess what? Boo's back on the scene, baby. Still got the rockets. Now he's going to start running the flag himself. This is just so back and forth, man. I don't know which way this game's going.
Flags thrown out bottom mid, rockets thrown out bottom mid. Boo sprinkling all sorts of goodies over the floor of Coliseum. On board with Contra though. The game is tied up 1-1. Boo does come off the respawn and land a grenade. It's going to be Nemesis who's actually found those rockets as well. He's going to land that, and that's a huge kill, because he takes the sniper rifle out of the hands of Renegade as well. Going to back that player down as well. Flag is actually out for Oxygen Supremacy, but they do manage to get that return. So now a chance for Oxygen Supremacy to try and set up, and we can see here, Nemesis looking for those spawners, hits the body shot on that player. If they can find a few more body shots, maybe a few headshots, there is an opportunity for them to get that flagpole.
Yeah, he's actually going to rotate back to his flag right here. I honestly like players who play a little bit more aggressively with the snipe, right? If you're not in the green tower, kind of like in the Royal 2 position, you kind of need to be on your own BR/DMR where Nemesis was right there. He did rotate back to his own base very quickly to make sure no overextenders were causing his team trouble, but this is what I like to see. This is more aggressive, and you can see any players sitting in the back base, you can get more of an angle on them, whereas if you're sat in your own window, you can't really do that.
Not only that, you are causing such a distraction, allowing all your teammates to potentially push up. But talking about distractions, it's actually a flag being pulled on the low side of the map here for the guys on Splyce, I believe it is. We're on board with Shooter, as we can see. That flag is out for the guys on Oxygen Supremacy. Dangerous position here. Booba picks up another kill. That's going to be all dead, I believe, momentarily. At least 3 dead. Contra last one alive, but he is coming off the respawn. Flag is going to be running right now, and it's Shotzi who's going to put that one in. Splyce got up 2-2, and Shooter's found himself a rocket launcher.
Yeah, Splyce 1 capture away, and they're running another one here as well. The flag player, I believe, did just go down, but don't worry, Shooter's still got the rockets. Another player.
Oh, Shooter!
That, in my opinion, is OS's tournament life gone, unless a miracle flag touch can come in. It looks like this is going to be Splyce winning this series 3-0.
Fantastic stuff from Splyce in that Coliseum CTF. Fantastic finish from those young men. Such an impressive performance in that series from these young men. You have to give massive props, though. Oxygen Supremacy, no one expected them to be here, Harry? Sorry, buddy.
Hey,
Harry.
I'm
You've always
hairy
been
too.
called Harry.
Hey, I'm pretty hairy. It's okay. It's a good nickname. I'm liking the fist bumps, though, right? Do you see those? They were kind of bouncy fist bumps. It was like there was like some kick on them.
Yeah,
I like them. There was nothing left hanging there. It was just
we call them young men, but they've got a little bit of power in those arms. But yeah, we were going to say, Oxygen Supremacy, fantastic run from those guys, definitely putting in arguably the performance of the tournament so far. As we bring up the statistics from that final game, Boobadooboo, 10-7 from him. On the other side, Nemesis not having a huge game, but you have to say the power weapon control so vital for the guys on Splyce there. We saw the shooter picking up those rockets at the end, so important. We saw Boobadooboo with rockets a lot of the time. I feel like that told the story for me, Harry.
Yeah, it did. Oxygen Supremacy didn't grab a single power weapon off of the respawn. Splyce took both of the rocket launchers, and from then on it was pretty much GG. I mean, we saw how effectively they used the rockets. They put them into effect, especially on that last capture. Getting the 2 rocket kills on the players, trying to desperate that return. Obviously, I'm not sure if they were aware the player, I believe it was Shooter, had the rockets. And, it just goes to show the importance of power weapons on Coliseum. Fair enough, the Spanker rocket launchers might not be as powerful as the old Halo 5.